What's happening, everyone? We're here today, again, with the Bob Rosenthal.
Bob Rosenthal. Okay.
Third time on the show, actually. I think that's a record.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that.
Unfortunately, we are here to talk about something that we were hoping never to talk about.
Yeah.
And
Tragic.
That's the end of the Oakland A's.
The end of an era. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to be the Sacramento A's when they move up, right? They're still going to say Oakland A's?
No, Athletics.
Oh, really?
That's it. Yeah. No Oakland, no Sacramento. Strictly Athletics.
Wow.
That's it. Yeah.
Like a man without a country.
Yeah, pretty much.
A horse with no name.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
if you want to call it that.
That's I didn't know that they were going to do that.
Yeah, Athletics. That's what their uniforms are going to say, and that's what they're going to be known as. And it's kind of a slam to Sacramento, I think. I mean, they're supposedly going to be here 4 years, but they're not going to use the Sacramento name. So
it's like in Star Wars when the Jedi Council wouldn't give Anakin the rank of master, but they would let him sit on the council.
Okay.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, talk to Julie about that. She's a Star Wars master.
How did we get here? Because when I was at the A's, we were going to move into that downtown, or no, it was Jack London Square.
Right.
The Howard Terminal, and we had a big party there, and it was supposed to be like, oh, we're going to break ground just, a couple months, hopefully.
Right. Never happened.
Never happened.
Fisher decided that he wanted to go to Vegas instead. He completely slammed that idea, that other idea that you were just talking about, and decided to move to Sacramento, which they announced, about a year plus ago, I guess?
Yeah, mixed reviews at best.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, the Vegas thing was the top priority, but they needed somewhere to go in the meantime until the stadium in Vegas was built, and they didn't want to stay in Oakland. They couldn't get together with the city of Oakland on a contract. So here we are. They came out and said that this will be our last year in Oakland, and here we are. It was their last year, ending last Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, both of us were at the game.
Right.
I couldn't miss that one. It was. Oh
yeah.
That's a reason to pull your kid out of class.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I told my work, I didn't lie or anything. I was like, hey, I got tickets for this game, and it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, you got to go.
Okay, well, that's cool.
I mean,
good.
It's such a bummer because, I used to go there on field trips as a kid.
Right.
And then later on, just going there at games, then afterwards working at the stadium, and going back, seeing everybody that I worked with, and it's just it'll never be the same like that again.
The only thing missing was John Handy. I was hoping he would show up.
I told him to.
Yeah. He had told me. I had talked to him about a month ago, and he said him and Jen were going to try and make it to a game, not necessarily the last game, but they're going to try and make it to a game, and obviously they never did. I got to call him or text him and give him hell about that. I'm not showing up. I said, John, you had to be here. Come on, this is the last game.
Yeah,
I guess with his schedule, it just didn't work out.
Well, because he's got to get a plane ticket too, right? For me, it was just I gotta borrow the wife's car and ask for some time off work. You know what I mean? And so for him, it was a little bit more of an expense.
Sure.
And I kind of missed the first 3 or 4 innings, because maybe we got there at the first inning, but getting to your seats,
took a while.
It's never been that crowded.
Yeah,
it wasn't even that crowded on the Battle of the Bay days,
right?
And let alone Yankees or Cubs or what have you. It was never been that crowded.
And that park can't handle that many people. They're not used to it.
No.
So,
and you know what? This was the most attendance I've probably ever seen. Probably even more than some of the playoff games.
Right.
And they still didn't even open Mount Davis.
No, I know. Yeah, they had announced that they weren't going to open it because, number one, it hadn't been used since the Raiders left 5 years ago. So it was all dirty and dusty and crap all over the place. And
but that's never stopped Oakland.
Yeah, that's true. and they couldn't get people to work it. They would have had to hire more ushers, security,
more in-seat
concession people just to handle that whole area. So they decided not to open it, which, you know, they could have filled that and had probably 60,000 there.
Yeah.
Instead of what, 47 or 48, I think it was.
Oh, wow. Was that how much it was?
I think it was. That's what they announced. Yeah, 47 or 48,000 were there that day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is still a lot.
Oh, yeah, sure it is. Yeah. Where were all these people before when we needed them?
Well, because they're not going to be in Sacramento. They're not going to games up there, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, some people might. Some people might. You know, there's people I know that can come down from Sacramento to Oakland that might go. Yeah, there's a few season ticket holders that I know that live up here.
So you live up here, though, so are you going to be working at the...
I doubt it.
No?
I doubt it, yeah. It's a whole different deal. We're union down there. We get commission, as you know. Up here, it's going to be non-union. It'll be hourly. I'm 99% sure.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to work in that heat for, you know.
Yeah, that's not worth
nothing. No, not
at this
really.
point.
No, I'm better off on unemployment, I hate to say.
Yeah, I would think that, I mean, knowing Fisher, he's going to want to go cheap as possible.
Oh, of course.
And so he probably doesn't give a shit about the vendor experience and how it is. And
not at all.
Like, so it's not surprising, but I was gonna. Was a question I was gonna ask. Is like, what's gonna happen to the union down there? I mean, you guys are still union at the San Francisco. Yeah.
People are still in the union to work. San Francisco going to work 49ers, Chase Center, Warriors. Well, no, Chase Center Warriors is hourly too. So the only commission spots left will be Giants and 49ers. That's it.
Right. Kings are not?
No. That's hourly as well. Yeah. So
I mean, at least the Giants aren't planning on building a new ballpark. You know, it's like that's pretty much where they're going to stay. They've got a perfect spot, so it'd be stupid to leave.
Yeah, they have a new. Well, I can't say new. It's been 25 years now, which is hard to believe.
Yeah.
I remember when they opened that park in 2000. It seems like only yesterday, and now they've been there 24 years. And no, they're not going anywhere. That park's here to stay, and they're happy there with the location and everything. That whole area has been built up, and so they're definitely staying put.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering, like, because I used to be, when I first started at Candlestick, and it was like, I think 2012, people were still talking about, they went over to the new building.
Oh.
Like, they were still calling that the new building, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, it's just people that started it out, like, who's the guy that runs it? Bill still there? Yeah, is he still there?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
He's a fixture there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, even though the companies have changed, he's still there. He gets hired, yeah.
Well, the Giants wanted to keep him. I think it was their call, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess. All I know is he's still there.
You remember, I think it was maybe 10 years ago, and they had that thing in San Francisco where they, like Gavin Newsom dressed up as Batman, and they had that Bat Kid. It was like a Make-A-Wish thing.
Right.
And they had like the whole like street was shut off. Like I think Market was shut down.
Right.
And they had that Lamborghini, the two Lamborghini Aventadors, the black ones, like that were pretending to be Batmobiles.
Right.
And they parked them over at the ballpark. At what was at the time AT&T. I don't forget what it is now.
Right.
But Oracle. Okay.
Yeah,
but
it changes every so often.
So they parked it in the back where like the players park, right by the water.
Yeah.
And one of them went in.
Really?
Yeah, one of them. I guess it was like the e-brake wasn't on, or it was in drive, or whatever.
Took off.
Yeah.
Went in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
That
Can you believe that?
Something to see.
Yeah.
I wish I was there. Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
I don't think it was the one. It could have been the one Gavin was driving. I don't know, but because they had one with Gavin and the Bat Kid, then they had the other one with like somebody else and his little brother who was playing Robin.
Right.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So every time I think of AT&T or Oracle now, I always think like, is that Lamborghini still in there?
They didn't get it out, huh?
No.
They didn't get a crane or something to...
No, the sea lions are driving around in it now. They're a fisherman's wharf cruising at the bottom.
That'd be something to see. Wow.
But, yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, it's
crazy.
still, I still wonder what's in the water right outside of the Coliseum, though.
Oh, God. I don't want to know what could be in there. I asked Alicia
with the last episode, I asked her how much it would take for her to go in that water. She was, I had her at about, I think it was 10 grand. What about you? What's your price?
No, you couldn't pay me enough to go in there. I'd probably come out dead. Or I wouldn't make it out.
Or you could
dead.
Or maybe it's like the fountain of youth.
I doubt it.
You come out 20 years old again.
I wish.
Speaking of, I got to show you some of these pictures. They'll be up here.
Okay. All right. What do you got? A picture of me when I was 20 years old or something?
Look at that!
Oh my God!
Look at that stud muffin there.
I remember that.
Look at that guy. That's Giants, which of course we're not really talking about. But look at that. That's you and Jake.
Yeah.
Lucille.
No, not. Oh, okay.
Bob again.
Yeah.
Bob at the
A's.
A's.
That was when I got Employee of the Month. Yeah, I remember.
Was I there? Was I there during that?
I don't remember if you were there or not. That was, early 2000s probably. Who's that I'm with?
D Stand.
Yeah, D Gate. Yep.
Jake
and I were there.
They didn't open those.
Karen and I at the Cowbell. Where'd you get
That's
these
the Bulls.
pictures? This is crazy.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, maybe I don't want to know. That was the Bulls at the Cow Palace. Karen and I ran the merchandise for that, and that was their mascot. Really funny, nice guy that we met, and we did quite well there, especially the first year, and then the second year they went broke and left.
Yeah,
That's the same one.
It's funny that you say that because all the mascots that I know that I've met are super cool people.
Yeah.
With the exception of one.
Yeah. Which one was that?
Sharky.
Really?
Biggest dick you've ever met.
No kidding.
Total dick.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll say that.
I was going to say, to get in that position, to get hired, you kind of have to be personable.
Yeah. The guy who was Sam, Sourdough Sam for the 49ers.
49ers, yeah.
Super cool guy.
Right.
And like even when he was not in the costume, right?
Right.
And Lucille, I mean, we know Evie was Lucille for a while.
Okay.
And I think she was the crab too when they had the crab mascot.
Yeah.
And of course, I never met the Bulls guy.
Right.
But I never met him out of uniform, so I don't really know what he looks like.
Yeah.
Which is probably the best because he's probably still on the run.
Probably. He was a pretty good guy, and he was there every day. We got to know him.
Mm-hmm.
He'd show up early before he put the costume on, and we had some good talks back in the day.
And then of course,
that was a long time ago. They've been gone about 9 years, I think.
Yeah, well, let's see, 2013 or 14 was their last one, right? So it had to be at least they've been gone at least 10 years.
10, yeah.
Because they were gone by the time Levi's opened.
The Sharks went on strike. The NHL was on strike for a while. That's why we did so well, because people had to get their hockey fix. So they came up from San Jose to watch the Bulls, and it was actually a pretty good show.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't draw enough people to survive. It's too bad. Tickets were cheap. Merchandise was great.
Yeah, the merchandise was great.
Yeah,
and all the concessions was pretty cheap.
The food and everything?
Yeah,
it probably was. Yeah, they wanted to make it where it was affordable.
Oh, and Pete was reheating the popcorn, but still.
Oh yeah. Pete and the popcorn. Yeah, that's a good story. But we did quite well. The jerseys, as you can see in the top left there, the orange jersey.
Yeah, those were actually pretty good quality.
Well, yeah. Oh yeah, it was definitely good quality.
And then I like how they have that like the laced up on the sweatshirt. You know,
that was our best selling sweatshirt. That was like $65. Wow,
look at
that.
That's
I remember seeing that picture. Where is that?
Is that the Coliseum?
I don't know. What am I doing there? It looks like I have my Giants jacket on. That's a Giant logo.
Yeah. How are you at the horse races there?
God, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that picture. That's weird. Huh. Yeah, that's one I don't think I've ever seen.
And then
I can tell you where that is.
Had to get a picture of the urinal trough.
Oh yeah. People, it was funny the last day. People, you don't see that too often.
That's gone. And you know what? I was not the only person that was in there taking pictures of the urinal trough.
Yeah, I believe it.
Everybody left this one empty for pictures, and everybody was crowded around like the other two, and the one next to it.
Yeah, it's kind of unique.
Yeah,
in its own way, it's kind of unique.
And I was out of there, and had to bring my daughter into the boys' bathroom just to see it.
Right.
Because
what was her reaction?
She was like,
"Oh my god,
everybody pees in that."
Yeah. Everybody pees in it, and sometimes it overflows, and Well, people throw stuff. They'll throw beer cans in there. They'll throw paper towels,
like hot dogs.
Yeah,
it's just
whatever.
You think it's going to go down that drain?
Of course not.
There's no garbage disposal there.
No.
Not a bad idea,
There is, yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's made for, pee and water, okay?
Yeah, it's like it's kind of an unlimited amount of area that you can pee, because you could always squeeze between people, like little piglets trying to get to the teat.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And I had to do that several times.
Yeah.
During the game when, I got to go here and I don't have a lot of time. So,
it really helps keep the lines down.
Yeah.
I just, most people just go number one in there.
Right. Yeah.
Some people.
I would hope so.
Some people don't. I've seen it where people don't.
I don't think I've ever seen that, and I wouldn't want to see that. That's a sight that you don't really want to see. That's, wow. That's pretty ugly.
And then
I'm not surprised.
So somebody swiped the exit sign.
Oh,
right there.
Okay.
Ripped it right out.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody swiped the soap dispenser.
Oh God.
I don't like. What are you gonna do with these things?
Who knows?
Like,
who knows?
The exit sign. Maybe you could hang that up somewhere.
Yeah.
But soap dispenser.
I don't know. People do crazy things, and yeah.
Of course, all the signage.
Right.
Who's that?
Rob Manfred
hates baseball. Who's that?
Baseball. Rob Manfred is the commissioner. Yeah.
Oh, sell.
Sell. You see that a lot in all the shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish he would sell. That would take care of a lot of problems, but he won't.
Who's Doris? Doris.
I have no idea. Doris E.T. something? You're.
Doris, get your kid.
Yeah. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yes, it's Doris, get your kid.
I have no idea who Doris is. Wow, that must be something personal or somebody knows, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Soap dispenser again.
Such a bummer.
Oh yeah. It's terrible.
It was good to see like those fans, just the last fans, just with nothing else to lose. They're just like,
right,
fuck this thing.
Yeah.
I
know. Crazy.
We got here's the last. This is the last play of the game.
Oh wow. It was a ground ball. I remember the first baseman winding up with the ball. I remember seeing that. Yeah, there it is. Ground ball. First baseman. Get your hand out of the way. Yeah, that was it.
Let's see if we get some sound here.
The A's won, which was only fitting.
There's the toilet paper.
Oh, yeah. I guess somebody threw a smoke bomb on the field.
Oh, quite a few. Quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Different, varying colors.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, they're worried about people going on the field. And I don't think it ever happened because they had said the players were going to get out right away, but they didn't. They stayed, and Kotze, I heard, gave a really nice speech, and yeah.
Yeah, it was a heartfelt speech, and you could tell that they didn't want to move out either.
I know.
And nobody's blaming the coach. Nobody's blaming the players. The players would rather stay.
Right. It's one person.
It's really just one person. Maybe Lou Wolf. What kind of poll does he still have?
Not as much as Fisher, right? I know that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Fisher's the main man, unfortunately, and he's the one that wanted to go, and he got his way. Money talks, I guess.
And every 5 minutes...
Oh, yeah, sell the team.
Every 5 minutes is sell the team chant.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, well, that's what people want, because they feel if he sells the team that they have a shot at staying. I mean, Joe Lacob from the Warriors has wanted to buy him.
Right, he still does, I think.
Yeah, he does. But
which is his buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are friends. Yeah, it's too bad.
He's probably, I mean,
too bad.
If anybody is still friends with John Fisher, that's a good friend.
Yeah. Right.
You know, that's a good friend. Because right now he's like the most hated man in sports.
Oh, he's got to be.
And to still have friends.
Yeah. I don't think he cares about having friends. So there's probably only one or two, and that's it.
So John Fisher, he came into money, right? He didn't make it. He was what was his claim to? Where did his family get the money?
Gap.
Gap. That's right.
Gap. Yeah, and made a ton of money off that.
So
father died. He inherited the money.
Right.
And a ton of money, apparently, billions of dollars. And he wound up buying the A's, and it's like his little toy now. Mm-hmm. You know, he won't let him go, and you know, it's like, it's my toy, and you can't have it. You know? I'm not selling to you like a little baby. And yeah, I don't know if he hears this. What's he gonna do? Fire me? I'm already done.
You can't fire you. You're union. Are you kidding?
Right. That's I'm done over there anyway.
That's the only thing he can't do.
Yeah, I know.
That and get anything done.
Yeah,
like
right.
Open up a stadium or get deals done or negotiate.
Right.
It's a wonder that he has that team at all.
I know. Yeah. Well, again, money talks. You know, he doesn't deserve it. He should not have it, but he does. And yeah, he's not going anywhere anytime soon, unfortunately. Maybe down the road. I don't know. Maybe when he realizes that Vegas thing falls through, maybe then he'll sell the team. The owners should force him out, but they don't. They just keep giving him money with that revenue sharing.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to put that money into the team, and he does not. Puts it right in his pocket, and the A's continue to not be very good, you know, because of that. One of the reasons. Yeah,
I heard that he was like really good friends with Bud Selig too.
Probably, yeah.
And that was the last commissioner, right?
Yeah.
And so
Poor Manfred.
Yeah, I think that they worked something out, and Bud Selig kind of greased the wheels on the rest of the owners, to where it was like, just let him do it. You know, because we'll expand in a little bit anyway, and blah, blah, blah. But,
yeah,
I mean, there is talk about once Las Vegas gets their team, whether it be the A's or a new team, that they're going to expand, you know. So they'll expand, I think, Sacramento is a possibility, or San Jose. I don't think they're going to do both.
No, be one or the other, probably.
But San Jose was going to be where one of the places the A's were going to move to, right?
Yeah.
I remember... Yeah. Because I was like, it'd be cool if they called themselves the San Jose's. You know?
There you go.
You know, that'd be clever.
I like that. Yeah. But the Giants claim that territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, and wouldn't allow that to happen, which, you know.
That seems so lame.
Right, I know.
It was because their AAA team was down there?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. And they had jurisdiction over that area, and they wouldn't let the A's move down there. Kind of sad.
But isn't the River Cats feeder team to the Giants now? Aren't they their AAA teams?
Yeah.
So this was okay.
Right. Sure. Yeah. Why not? Yeah. It's like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, the River Cats are the other team that the A's are going to be sharing the field with, which is the main reason that they're putting in AstroTurf.
Right.
Because with somebody playing there every day, the grounds crew, you know, doesn't have time to keep the field, you know, upgraded and, you know, neat and everything. So they're putting AstroTurf in.
Man, I mean, that seems like, are there any baseball fields that are turf?
Most of them are turf. The only ones that have AstroTurf are the ones that are covered, that are indoors. You know that? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, this will be the only field that has AstroTurf that is actually going to be outside. All the rest of the fields are covered.
That's going to bake.
Oh, of course.
That's going to leave burns if you fall on that.
Yeah, yeah. They say, like I said earlier, that field's going to get up to 130, 140 degrees when it's a hot day like it is today.
And you can't slide on it the same.
No. No, it's going to be rough.
Different kind of cleats
and you're
everything.
Asking for guys like Aaron Judge and Soto and all these big stars, Ohtani, to play on that. You know, they're. I don't think they're too happy about that. So
it's all. I mean, it's almost like every single person that has any kind of say is against Fisher. The players don't even like it.
Yeah.
They don't want to play there.
Right. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. He has the upper hand, and you know, he's like saying, "Screw you! I'm doing it my way, whether you like it or not."
I mean, you have to kind of
sad.
At a certain point, you kind of have to take a step back and just admire, like, the guy's got some balls.
Yes.
You know, like...
That he does.
Like, I am okay with being the most hated person in sports.
Right.
I'm okay with people coming up to me every day with, you know, talking shit to me, making threats to me.
Right.
I'm all good with that.
Uh-huh.
I just want to make some more money.
Right. Yeah.
Like, there's better ways to do it. Like...
Sure there is.
I mean, there's ways that don't have fans.
Right.
You know, that...
Yeah. No, he's going about it the wrong way, and he's getting away with it, and it's...
And screw around with the Gap franchise. Screw around with that for a little bit. Come on.
Right. Yeah.
Does anybody even go there still?
I don't even know if it's still around, is it? I don't know. I think it might have been sold, or... I don't know.
I'm not sure.
But that's where he made his money. That's where his father made his money. He didn't do anything to deserve this. He happened to be in the right family. That's all. And got his money that way. You know, nice, huh?
Must be nice.
Oh, yeah. Real nice.
And, I mean, why do you think Vegas, though? Why do you think he's got such a hard-on for Vegas?
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean...
I'm not sure.
Because...
The Raiders went there. He thinks he can be successful there. I mean, there's a lot of people there, but are they going to go to games? It's going to be hot there, too.
Right. Are the Raiders selling out games there?
I think so. I know they did the first year or two. I don't know if they still are.
Is their second year at this stadium?
They've been gone for 5 years from Oakland. So they went there right away. So it's got to be their fourth year.
Oh, really? That was ready right away, huh? They didn't go play at a different stadium like the LA teams did.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that stadium was being built while they were still in Oakland. So once they moved from Oakland, Vegas was all set to go.
Right.
Yeah. I know.
And then, let's see. What else did I get? Oh, did you see this? This guy?
Oh, the one around the field.
The runner.
Yeah. There's always one.
Go.
You're not going to get away. You're being outnumbered.
You should have brought cleats.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he wouldn't have slipped.
Well, I mean, that's probably good for the fans. And for everybody that decides that they want to run on the field next year, it'll be a lot easier with that turf.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you won't fall down. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll challenge you all. Run across the field as much as you can next year. It's what John Fisher wants.
Yeah, it's usually someone who's drunk and his buddy bets him, hey, I'll bet you $100 or I'll pay you $100 if you go on the field. Oh, okay.
Well, that was the second one.
Oh, that was the second one, really?
Yeah, wow. And then during the game, they kept throwing smoke bombs out there. You know,
right.
There was a yellow one, and there was a green one. And they threw a pink one.
Well, at least they were A's colors, yellow and green.
Yeah, well, then they threw the pink one in there. I think that was just their last one. They bought them in a 3-pack.
That throws it off. Wow. I didn't know any of that because we were so busy. We had the game on TV, but of course they don't show any of that usually.
Yeah, you don't see that on the field. You guys have it on the stadium feed?
No, we have it on the Comcast.
Oh, okay. So like on the broadcast channel or whatever they do.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it was on. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, even like when Kara was getting on the screen and like the waterworks were coming, I was like, oh don't do it.
Yeah, she came into our store and gave us all a hug and was crying.
Yeah.
Poor thing. I felt sorry for her.
I mean, she said she was like, I'm not going to Las Vegas. This is my last game. And everybody was like erupted in cheers, because she didn't want to go to Vegas either.
No, of course not. Yeah.
Anybody with kids doesn't want to go to Vegas.
No.
And that's mainly the people that go see baseball games,
right. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, she was visibly upset the other day. I felt bad for her.
Yeah.
She was the only one that was, that one of the few that was really crying. And I felt bad for her. She was upset. In
the stands, I mean, there was this guy next to me who was like bawling, and
really?
it was my age guy. And, luckily I had the sunglasses on.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
But, I was glad to have that last game experience with my daughter, brought her in there because, she used to, when I worked there and we'd have to go there like a day before a game or something and nobody was there on a weekend or whatever to set up. And I would bring her with me sometimes. You remember?
Drive her around in the cart.
Yeah. Right? I taught her how to drive it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's great.
When kids try to drive something, they won't just drive like this, right? They'll drive like this.
Right.
So that's how she started to drive that thing, and we almost ended up on the side.
Oh,
we almost flipped that thing over.
Oh, no.
In C-Lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you can do it if you take a turn too quick.
Well, because, I was just...
over.
And I just had, like, my foot down on the gas. I was like, you want to steer? Sure. Whoa! Had the thing up on two wheels on the side.
Oh,
so...
Geez.
Yeah, but
dangerous.
I mean, we'll never be able to do that again, and to just, I was even like walking by, like, you see all this exposed wiring? Some of that was me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
For because to do the data cords and everybody, you can tell because those cords are almost like the rings of a tree,
right?
And it's just. Every stadium management company that moves in has to run their own wires. And nobody ever replaces them or takes them out when the contract is over.
Right.
So they just lay more wires. Everybody lays more.
Kind of adds to it. Yeah.
And you could tell by just the exposed wiring how many even management companies have been in there.
Yeah, we have a bunch in our store. Next to the register that I work on, to the left and up, there's got to be 10, 15 different wires there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I kind of hang stuff on. Somebody doesn't want something, I have no other place to put it, so I'll hang it here.
Well, as long as they're data wires, you'll be all right.
Yeah, I guess they are. I don't know the difference. Expect me to know.
Oh, Bob. And then, of course, another sell the team, but you can see on this one all the security that they had. They had extra.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Well,
everybody around there.
They had to, because they were expecting the worst.
Well, and I was surprised. It was
pretty quiet.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
And I mean, I think the Raiders fans are Raider fans.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
they're a little rough.
I was expecting them to kind of do that.
So was I.
And Oakland should have been expecting them to do that too.
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
And they didn't. I don't know. With all the people that ripped the seats out and everything. I mean, I know because I got one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes, they ripped a bunch of seats out and didn't even take them because they were mad that they lost. Right.
And you're talking about the Raiders, not the other day.
Right, yeah. Because the Raiders, they lost that game, and I don't think it was a very close loss. I think it was like they got stomped.
Oh, okay.
And the A's, they actually won their last game.
Right.
And they went out and everybody, right as the game ended, I think it was a good decision to have the players stay out there and have the coach do the speech because it kind of brought the temperature down and it made it to where people were still angry that they were moving, but they weren't angry in the moment. Right. Like they weren't angry enough to rip the seats out, kind of thing.
Yeah, and why take it out on stuff like that? I mean, if you're angry, I mean, I don't know. To me, that's just silly.
And it made everybody kind of like
break things and rip things and I don't know, but people are funny.
I mean, I did see there was a couple people behind me that they had somehow got tools in there. And they're taking it off, like
really.
And then the cops, like they came and they like put them down and got them to stop and everything.
Right.
But that's kind of what you want to do is you want to like come the day before.
Yeah.
Come that game before, and but people were already doing it then. And even somebody got the seats off, got them off in a pair.
Really?
And they made him put them back, and they actually refastened them in.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah, because
funny.
How Fisher is, he's gonna candlestick seats were like I think $1,200 when they were out. These are gonna be $2,500.
Oh, I'm sure.
When it's all said and done, and they can actually take the Coliseum down.
Right. Well, they're not going to take it down. They're still going to use it for soccer and.
But eventually, they're because they're using it for soccer now, and they'll try and use it for some events and stuff.
Right.
But
concerts and whatever.
But without a team there to constantly have an excuse to manage it, to constantly have an excuse to call pest control, people to fix it, electricians, all that. It's only a matter of time before it degrades enough to where they're going to say it's no longer safe for people to be in here, which, considering the state of it now, I don't have a lot of confidence that they will actually do that. But eventually it's just going to be like there's nobody that's willing to pay the bills anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Like at Candlestick, I remember because Randy had already started. Remember, Randy was the GM at Candlestick, and so he had already started at Levi's, and I was still up at Candlestick, and so I was the only one answering phones, the only one in the center plate offices, and so I was like,
"Wow."
They're like, "Can I speak to the GM?" And I was like, "Speaking." So,
I'm the only one here. I must be in charge.
Yeah, and so they're like, so we just were gonna schedule some pest control. And okay. Yeah, next week sounds good. And I get a call from Randy like a week later. He's like, "Did you schedule pest control?" I was like, "Well, yeah." And he's like, "Well, we don't have any more events there." So I was like, "Oh, yeah, I guess. I mean, but I'm still working here, and I don't want, like, a bunch of cockroaches to come at me on my last days,
Yeah.
And
that's funny.
But, yeah, so somebody's got to pay those bills.
Yeah, sure.
And the A's aren't going to pay him, right? With Fisher, he's going to find a way to get out of it.
Oh, of course.
And he sold his ownership of the stadium.
Yes,
right? They sold it to some private equity group. I think
Afro-American group.
Yeah.
And they need a tenant. That's why the rumor is the A's could possibly come back under their ownership of their part of the stadium. They're going to need someone to play there. To survive. How does
that go then? If the A's move back and the A's don't own the stadium anymore, but Fisher still owns the team, what kind of pull does the private equity group that owns the stadium? What kind of pull do they have with the team then? None, huh?
Not really. No, I really don't know the logistics of all that. That's over my head, a lot of that stuff. So, I don't know. Can't answer that one, Josh. Sorry. That's
fair enough.
Something easier.
More sell the team. Yeah, every 10 minutes there was a sell the team change.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's
what people wanted, or they want, and not happening, unfortunately.
And of course, since you didn't really get to see it, the last seventh inning stretch.
Okay, take me out to the ball game. Yep. Yeah, I could hear it.
You could hear it,
God,
but you're seeing?
Look at that third deck packed. You never see that.
Yeah.
That's nice to see, full crowd.
Yeah, it was chock full.
Yeah.
We just found some seats that were close enough. You know, I mean, I think our seats that we bought were actually behind us.
Okay.
Last one.
Wow.
Last one ever.
Yeah. Well, never say never, and never say ever. You know, you never know. You know, there's a chance they could be back. That's all I want is a slim hope.
I mean,
we'll see.
With Fisher the way he is and his ego the way it is,
right?
I think he'll play in Vegas no matter what.
If they build a stadium there, you know?
Yeah.
Until that first shovel goes in the ground, I'm not confident that that's going to happen.
I mean, everybody's saying, like, and I said too, like, Fisher is kind of incompetent when it comes to getting anything done.
Right.
Right. But I have to think that he's at least got the money to put behind it to just ram it through. You know, whether he has to pay off the other owners or what.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, maybe, but he doesn't want to pay for it. He wants to be financed by investment companies to, pay for it. And so far, no one has stepped up to help pay for it. You know, he doesn't want to pay for it. He wants somebody else to pay for it.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's what I'm reading. You know, and he's trying to get it financed by other people, and they even hired a finance company to work on that, and no one has stepped up to help finance it. So I don't know.
Is he thinking of getting like taxpayer money in that?
That's not going to happen. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Did the A's get taxpayer money to go to Vegas? The Raiders?
I think so. Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, but it's different having a football team there playing, 10 games as opposed to a baseball team playing 80. So, the Raiders was an easier deal, I think.
Well, I also think, it's with the Raiders, you're going to have like Beyonce and Taylor Swift or the Rolling Stones or whoever play, Yeah. At ballparks, it's more like you get like a music festival or like not at AT&T because that's kind of a different one, right? Because everybody goes there. It's not, because Green Day is talking about having a concert at the Coliseum before it goes.
They just had one in Oracle.
Yeah.
Just a week ago.
Yeah, they were talking about one in Oakland. I don't know if they were still going to do it or not.
No, I don't know. They were just in that area, so yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, they started in the Bay Area. They started in, I think it was Vallejo. Actually, it was their first show was at my grandpa's restaurant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Rod's Hickory Pit.
No kidding.
Yeah, his mom, Billy Joe's mom, was a waitress there. She has a twin sister, and both of them were waitresses there.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so their first show, I'm pretty sure I was there washing dishes, 1 year old.
1 year old.
1 year old washing dishes.
Unbelievable.
Child labor laws do not apply when it's a family business.
I was going to say child labor laws. That's not good.
That's why, people that own restaurants or own farms, they just squirt out those kids because that's free labor.
Sure it is. Yeah.
Can't blame them.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, as long as they can get away with it, what the hell? Wow.
The fact that they didn't open up Mount Davis really shows like the cheapness. You wouldn't even put the money into that.
Right.
And when I visited your guys' stands and stores, there wasn't shit there.
Right.
You guys probably like kicked and screamed because you're like,
of course,
we have not shit to sell. We don't have a single hat.
Right. Yeah, that's embarrassing. You go to the baseball game and you don't have a hat to sell. That's embarrassing.
You started the game without any hats.
Right. Yeah, we had nothing. No novelties at all. I'm sure you noticed all we had was clothing and very little of that.
Just shirts.
We had jerseys.
Yeah.
We had home jerseys in every size. We had sold out of the Kelly Green jersey that said Oakland, which everybody wanted.
Yeah.
We still had women's, but other than that, we had no baseballs, no bats, no anything, any kind of novelties. But hats, That's ridiculous to not have a hat to sell.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally called a baseball cap.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and you don't have any. You're playing baseball here.
Yeah, exactly.
We had to go outside to the bootleg guys to get a hat for my daughter.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
You know, and that's
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
I would way rather spend this money with like the guys inside.
Sure.
But
yeah,
I gotta get a hat.
What would it take to bring in a couple of gross of hats? I mean, what are they gonna do? Get stuck with them?
Yeah.
You know, we would have sold them all in 5 minutes.
I mean, at that point,
embarrassing.
You guys could have went out to the bootleg guys, be like, "Hey, here's $500."
Yeah.
And you could have made $2,000 off the hats.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
You know, but
I know. I think do that though.
Well, Fanatics has the contract at the Coliseum, but do they have one? They have it at Sacramento?
I don't think so. No, it's going to be run by the Kings, I believe.
Oh, okay. So they were just like, just sell everything we can. We don't want to spend any money.
Right. God forbid should we get stuck with anything.
So it was almost a Fanatics decision, though.
Well, yeah, sure it was.
It was. Yeah, you can't really pin that on Fisher. So much.
No. Fisher, I don't think had anything to do with that. It was definitely a Fanatics that didn't want to buy anything. They just pretty much said, sell what you got. We don't want nothing left. And we did. We sold almost everything. So that should make them happy, I guess. But in the meantime, it was embarrassing and not having things. We had no pins at all except for the last game. I don't know if you probably got some of those.
Yeah, I got 2 of those, yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, we had no pins for a couple of months. And no novelties at all to speak of. Yeah,
they really. I mean, I went in there and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's so much wall space.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
not only wall space, all the fixtures on the floor that we used to have filled. There was nothing.
Yeah.
It was empty. I took pictures of what it looked like at the end. It was pretty bad.
So a lot of people don't know, but there's a very large underground storage at the A's at the Coliseum. It's right next to the batting cages, which are also there that you may not have known. But well, how does that place look? Was that empty? The storage?
That was pretty. Yeah, I believe it was. There was some other team stuff maybe down there, and from what Rick told me, it was pretty empty. It had nothing down there that we could sell. So it was just a bunch of crap down there. That was about it.
Like, what a shitty way to go out, because it's not like you couldn't just say we're going to sell all this stuff online, because they had the contract to the Oakland A's,
right,
to their merchandise, and so you could have at least offloaded it online. You're the biggest online presence of any retailer.
Exactly.
You know, and
that's the thing. They could have sold it online.
It's such a bad look.
Sure, it is.
It's just as they take a little bit of the heat off of John Fisher.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah, why do that, though?
Well, and the lines to get in the store, I've never seen the lines like that.
I know. We had lines all day.
People were in big-ass lines, and for what? For nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. To come in and not get what they want. People were coming in and walking right out. It was terrible. We could have done so much. I mean, we had a hell of a day, but we could have done even way more if we had merchandise. It's amazing we did what we did.
What were you hearing from the customers from when you were there?
A lot of complaints, a lot of unhappy people, a lot. You don't have a hat, you don't have a bat. I've been to every stadium. Yeah. I collect the mini bats. I collect pins. You're the only stadium I've been to that doesn't have pins. You know, it was there were some upset people. Sorry, what can I say?
And you didn't even have a
lot.
Well, you didn't even have enough merchandise to open up the gate stands.
Yeah, we had to close those and consolidate what they had and put it in one spot. Instead of 2 stands having nothing, you had one store that had a little bit.
I also kind of think that it could be like maybe maybe that was a little bit of strategy to keep the concourse clear.
I don't think that was ever talked about.
They never give a shit about that.
Why would they? Yeah. It was more about consolidating, but that's a good point. That did keep it somewhat clear. It was still a mess.
Oh yeah, there were lines everywhere.
Yeah,
but you know what?
Worse.
I mean, working in the business, you kind of learn a couple tricks, right?
Right.
So what I did was I was like, there's lines everywhere for everything. So we're just gonna walk around. Eventually, we're going to run into some in-seat guys.
Right.
You know? So we ran into one guy and he had all like the frozen lemonade, and I was like, "Hey, how much for those?" Got one for my daughter, you know. Right. And then I went to where they come out, you know, right behind. I think it was like right field or something.
The checkout.
Yeah, where they come out with all their. If they got beer, they come out with the beer.
Right. So
a lot of them didn't even make it 5 steps.
Oh yeah.
And one person was like, "Hey, let me get a beer," and then it's like. This guy has a line.
Yeah, you know? Right.
And so he walked there, just set his stuff down, and walked right back in and re-upped. It's like,
it's nice.
I mean, you can't. It doesn't get better than that.
No, it doesn't.
You know, but
a lot of vendors were telling me exactly that they never even made it to the seats. They sold in the concourse.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see any actual concession guys make it up to our seats either.
No, I'm sure they didn't.
And so I'm glad I took advantage down there.
Yeah, sure.
But
a lot of people did.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of one of the tricks that you have to remember. No, don't just sit yourself in front of a stand and just wait in line like a schmuck.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
A lot of people don't know those tricks, but you do.
Hey, thanks to you, Bob.
Yeah, it worked out.
Well, I think we'll end this somber episode on that note.
All right, if we must. Hate to see it end that way, but it is what it is, and yeah.
I mean, there's a chance it could be back, right?
There's a chance, slim chance, yeah.
There's a chance monkeys could fly out of my ass, too.
Oh, yeah.
There's a chance.
Maybe a little more of a chance if you could come back.
All right, Bob.
Bad. Okay. Thank you.
See you guys.
Okay.